Tell me the time, will you, when I get close? I'm a little late today, like a minute. It's pretty impressive for those of you that know me in time. So as you are arriving into your homemade little yoga space, find yourself seated actually tonight. My husband's lying flat on his back. He's not listening. So we'll find ourselves seated, and many of us are not comfortable seated. So taking a block or a book. If you have a block, great. But books work really good as well. Maybe even read a book now since we're on this house arrest. But come to seated. And when you're seated upright on just a little bit of an elevation, it allows your pelvis to tilt in a way that's more optimal for a nice straight spine. And so rather than shoulders slouching forwards, we can start to lift and lengthen. And we're gonna wait a little while for anybody else to join. And so while we're here, place your palms either flat down. And if you're in a seat where you typically tend to practice your own meditation, you might be inclined to even turn the palms up to the sky. And this symbolizes our willingness to receive. This is a way that we can meditate in order to just open ourselves up to a greater wisdom, a greater knowing, whatever it is that we're looking to receive. And as you find yourself in this seat, making any adjustments that you need to find comfort, lick your lips and swallow. Just let your jaw relax. Close the eyes. And feel your shoulders getting heavy, 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 down, down, away from your ears. And feel the subtlety of your breath as it travels in and out of the body. You might even take a few deep sighs as you get settled into this space. I'm just listening to the breath, noticing the sensations. And what we're going to practice in the first few moments, and what I encourage you to continue practicing moving forward into the coming hours and days and weeks and months, is to still the mind. And so almost as if you could envision this little force field around your higher self. Let's say this is what you hope to aspire to be. And what taints this particular state of being is the barrage of thoughts that come in unannounced from various sources. Some of them might be social programming. Maybe it's personal preferences. Maybe it's states of being that we've been practicing our whole life that we think that's our disposition. Judgments of other people, of ourselves, criticisms, all of these different things that kind of sneak in and steal us away from experiencing the present moment, from experiencing stillness. And if we could put a little force field around this that would alert us any single time a thought that is out of alignment with how we've decided we want to be, that right then and there, we could deal with it. We could escort it out, so to speak. And so for the next few moments, just sitting nice and tall with your spine, relaxed with your body, and allow your thoughts to almost be like clouds passing overhead. And the first stages of this practice are to notice the clouds, notice the thoughts, but don't get sucked in to any which one of them. Just notice, oh, there's another thought, and there it goes. mind does have a tendency to run with thought. And so if and when this happens to you, stop, come back to the breath, come back to your intentions to quiet the mind, and start again. This is a practice for me that has taken years, that I am still practicing daily, moment to moment. As we get more comfortable with the ability to see the thoughts and dismiss them without getting hung up, we can move into deeper, deeper layers of this type of thoughtless concentration. And a few more breaths in this way. Deepening your inhales and lengthening your exhales. And we're going to move the body in a way today that makes it impossible for the mind to steal us away from the present moment. Almost impossible. For those of you that have joined me in my hot classes, this is the same way that I teach there. Almost as a way of mental distraction, that we are so incredibly aware of every little aspect of the body. The mind has no time to interrupt. And this is what asana, what physical yoga can bring for us. And a nice deep breath in. And then blink your eyes open. Sigh out the mouth. And we'll make our way onto our mats if you're not there already. Grabbing a block if you have one, or a book if you have one, and if not, that's fine too. We'll come onto our hands and knees, placing the wrists directly underneath the shoulders and the knees directly underneath the hips. And from here, let's see if you can still see me from the side. From here, we'll start to find a little sway to the right side of the mat, as if you could really extend the right ribs. And as you're leaning into the right knee and the right hand, start to look over your left shoulder. Big breath in. And then as you exhale, shift onto your left knee, left palm. Really take your hips to the left and start to gaze over the right shoulder. And then let's move with the breath here. So finding an inhale as we arrive and an exhale to switch sides. Exhale to the left. Exhale to the right. Exhale left. Exhale right. Big breath in, come forwards. And we're going to tuck the toes here and send the hips back towards the heels for a very active child's pose. Reach your arms forward, your toes tucked. And that tucking of the toes starts to open up the fascia of the feet. So just breathing into that sensation, and see if you can resist the urge to have lazy arms here. So press down into your palms and lift your wrists and your forearms so that the arms are fully engaged, and feel your side body stretch. Breathing in and out, the ribs expand and contract. Nice, strong, sturdy arms. You might even come up onto fingertips here, encouraging the arms to get even more active. The wrists, the forearms, the elbows, and triceps lifting. Paying special attention to our side body as we move through our practice tonight. Finding a big breath in. And as you exhale, plant your palms firmly, lift your knees, and send your hips back, downward facing dog. And take your time here in your downward dog to bend into one knee and then the other. Allowing the body to just invite some space into legs, hips, anywhere that feels tight or stagnant. Now, as we move through our practice this evening, I'm going to challenge you. And so I invite you to come back to downward dog or to child's pose at any point that you feel a little too challenged. Find your breath in and out through the nose. Now, in your downward dog shape, some things to consider is that the palms are widespread and your weight presses into your thumb and your index finger. And that your biceps are lifting or your shoulders are drawing away from your ears. There's external rotation for that top arm. And we want to really find a long side body here. So can you soften your knees and lift your hips high? Find a nice big breath here. And then as we exhale, let's bring the knees right back down to the mat. Walk the hands under the shoulders. With our next breath in, we're going to extend the right leg behind us. Keep your left toes tucked. Find your breath. And then from here, can we lift into a one-legged downward dog? Just try that out. Flex through your right foot. Exhale, bring your left knee down. Inhale, extend, one-legged dog. Exhale, left knee comes down. Now you might stay here. You might lift and extend your left arm forward. Second stage. So stay where you are with the first variation, or left arm is lifted. As we inhale, sweep left arm back. Lift right leg. Inhale, left arm forward. Woo, left knee comes down. And again, inhale, lift and lengthen. Right leg, left arm. Exhale, left knee down, left arm forward. Last big breath, sweeping left arm behind us, lifting right leg. And then bring your left arm down and left knee down. And let's lower that right knee. Just going right into it this night. From here, extend your left leg. Now, I'm still wearing socks. I have a really strong B mat. If you do not have a sticky, grippy mat, you want to take your socks off. Reach your right arm forward. Or just kidding, right arm comes later. Find your breath here. Right toes are tucked, left leg is lifted. Inhale, lift the right knee, kick back. Exhale, right knee down. Keep left leg lifted. Inhale, extend. Exhale, right knee down. Inhale, extend. Exhale, down. And then again, keep with these ones or extend your left arm. Just kidding, right arm this time. Big breath in. As we exhale, right hand comes back, right knee lifts, left leg rises. Exhale, right knee down, right arm forward. Exhale, kick back. Woo, left leg lifts. Exhale, right knee down, right arm forward. Last time, big breath in to drive. Left leg back, right arm. Inhale, right arm comes down if it's lifted. Right knee. Bring the left knee down. Sit back, child's pose. Really strong, sturdy arms. Keep your arms straight and extended. Maybe the wrists, the forearms lift. In and out through the nose. Thank you, Toby. Find your breath. Big breath in. And then as you exhale, lift back up into your downward facing dog. Find your breath here. Inhale, look forward, and begin to walk your feet to the top of your mat. Forward fold. Soften your knees and let your belly come towards your thighs here. Allow knees to bend and lengthen as you drape your body over top of your legs. Now deepening your inhale, lengthening your exhale. Nod your head, yes and no. Shrug your shoulders. And very slowly, bone by bone, we'll start to drag the body all the way up to standing. Now turn your palms to face the front of your mat, Tadasana mountain pose. The shoulders drop down and away from the ears. Sending all of your weight into all four corners of the feet. Now, from here, find a big breath in, sweep your arms to the sky. Take your left fingertips, grab your right wrist, and reach tall. Breathe in. As we exhale, lean to the left side. So really feeling that left rib cage open up. Could you also lift your right foot? Just hovering that foot off the mat. Big breath in. Now if that right foot is hovering, could you lower it down? Could you pick up the left foot? Just finding balance, just for fun. Breathe in. And then exhale, lower that left foot, reach tall. Switch sides, right hand grabs left fingertips, inhale, reach. Exhale, over to that right side. Finding your breath in and out, really feel that nice lengthening sensation for the left side body, left rib cage. Maybe left foot lifts. In and out. Big breath in. Left foot is lifted, lower it down and see if you can pick up the right. Find your breath. In and out through the nose. Big breath in. Lower right foot, exhale, come all the way back up to the top. Reverse the grip one more time. Left fingertips to right wrist, reach tall, breathe in. As we exhale, reach all the way over to the right. And this time, take your right foot, step it back and left. And find a nice long stretch. You might even lift your back heel. In and out, making sure that the shoulder, right shoulder, is not dropping inwards, but lifting. Your gaze might even lift towards the sky. Big breath here. And then exhale back to center. Reach tall, switch the grip. Right fingers around left wrist. Reach tall, inhale. Exhale, drop over to the left. And then when you're ready, pick up that left foot, step it back and over to the right. Find that nice long stretching sensation. Breathe here. Left shoulder is lifting, left ribs are expanding. Breathing in and out through the nose. Big breath here. Exhale, all the way to center. Bring your hands to the heart. With your next breath in, press your palms to the sky, lift your gaze. As you exhale, fold forward, bring your belly to your thighs. Hands to shins, inhale. Lift halfway, slide your shoulders back, gaze down. Exhale, fold, plant your hands and step back to plank. Now in your plank pose, knees can be down or legs can stay straight. Make sure that we're not sagging the hips down low, but that they're lifting and we're tucking the tail so we don't have this curvature to the low back. The space between the heart or the shoulders lifts, big breath in. As we exhale, let's come all the way to the belly for our first vinyasa. Untuck the toes. Palms come either under the shoulders or elbows wide. Inhale, lift the heart. Shoulders loop up, back, and down. Kneecaps lift, legs are engaged. Exhale, lower. Palms beside ribs, tuck the toes. Press back, child's pose. Downward dog. Now connect back to your breath. On your next inhale, lift your right leg. And go ahead and bend your right knee, taking heel to the glute. And then see if you can open your hips. Lift your right hips. And take your knee to the sky. Find your breath. In and out through the nose. If Wild Thing is in your practice, you can flip your dog. If it's not, don't do it. If you're unsure, you'll soften the left knee enough that you can lower right foot just behind you. And then straighten left leg. Lifting the waist, reaching the right arm. Wherever you found yourself, big breath in, look down. Come right back down to your downward facing dog. Find a big breath in, look forward, soften your knees and step, hop or float to the top of your mat, forward fold. Hands to shins, lift halfway, straight spine, breathe in. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms rise all the way. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, press your palms to the sky. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana halfway, lift straight spine. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, step back to your plank. And if a full vinyasa is in your practice with Chaturanga Dandasana, feel free. I'll demonstrate here as we exhale, knees down or straight legs. Elbows draw back, in line with the ribs. Don't let your hips drop. Keep your shoulders in line with your elbows and then untuck your toes. Lower your hips, lift your heart. Upward facing dog, inhale. Exhale, press back. Downward dog. In and out through the nose. Thank you, Toby. Oh. Find your breath. Then on your next inhale, lift your left leg. So go ahead right away and bring the heel towards the glute. And see if you can lift and open the hip up. Find your breath. Inhaling and exhaling. Wild thing is in your practice, feeling free. Again, that's a soften to the right knee, stepping left foot behind right, straightening right leg, lifting the hips, left hand reaches back. Find your breath. Wherever you are, look down and come back to your downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step, hop, or float towards the top of the mat. Forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale, straight spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, palms rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift, halfway, straight spine. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, step back to plank. Find a breath in, knees down or straight legs. Exhale, move through your vinyasa, elbows to the ribs, lifting heart through your cobra or your upward facing. And exhale, downward dog. Now from here, take your downward dog really wide with the feet. And then kind of walk your feet in just a little bit. This might mean you need to bend your knees a little bit here. That's okay. We're going to come up onto the right fingertips of the right hand. Find a big breath in and take your gaze towards your left foot. And then start to think about reaching your right hand towards either the outer edge of your left thigh, left calf, left ankle. Alternatively, palm to the left rib cage as we look under the left armpit. So finding your breath in this little bit of a twist. Really pressing down into that left palm. Feel the lengthening sensation of that left side body. And a big breath in here. And then exhale, release that right arm. Come up onto the left fingertip. Same thing, other side. Take your gaze towards the right foot. Find a big breath in. And then as you exhale, left hand finds its way to either the outer edge of the right leg, thigh, calf, or ankle. Or perhaps even the palm towards the right rib cage as we look under the right armpit. Find your breath. In and out through the nose. Pressing firmly into that right palm. Big breath here. Exhale, release, look forward. Downward facing dog, walk your feet back. On your next inhale, right leg lifts to the sky. As we exhale, take the knee, draw it into the belly, around the spine, step, hop, or help your right foot in between your hands. Lower your left knee down to the ground. Sweep your arms to the sky, breathe in. And then from here, we'll grab a hold of the left wrist and just start to reach towards the right hand side. Let your hips really shift forward here. In and out through the nose. Big breath in. As we exhale, reach tall. Extend your left arm forward and begin to draw your right elbow back, moving into a little bit of a twist here. From here, your choice. Right hand can stay reaching behind you. If this is too much for the shoulder, bend the right elbow and just place the hand at the low back. From here, press into the sole of your right foot, lift your left knee. Slide your right hip back, left hip forward, and straighten your back leg. Shoulders down away from ears, squeezing towards one another. Are you breathing? In and out through your nose. No time to think, we're balancing. Now lift, nice and long, so we're not reaching forwards here, nice and tall. Big breath in. And then as we exhale, start to lower left fingertips down, either towards a book, a block, or the mat. Extending right arm to the sky, and then let's find circles. So we're gonna reach right arm forwards, down towards the mat, back behind the hip line, and up. And let's find a few of these circles here. Reaching that right arm up, forwards, and sliding it back. Sinking deeply into that right knee. And then let's pause the next time that our right fingers are reaching forwards. Really think about lifting your right rib cage here. Now we can stay here, or we can take the right toes and point them towards the right side of the mat, rolling onto the outer edge of our back left foot, and really increasing the stretch for that side body from the hip line now towards the pinky finger. Breathing in and out through the nose. You might stay here. You might reach right leg back for side plank. Continue reaching right arm forward. Wherever you are, hips lift high. A nice big breath in. And then as you exhale, look down. Plant both hands, step back to plank. Big breath here. Exhale, move through your flow. Knees down or straight legs, halfway or all the way to the belly. Inhaling to lift the heart, shoulders up, back, and down. Exhale, downward dog. Reconnect to your breath. In and out through the nose. Ujjayi breath, if it's in your practice, that audible exhale. When you're ready, left leg rises, breathe in. Pull the knee into your belly around your spine, step hop or help left foot between the hands. Let your right knee come down. Sweep your arms to the sky. Find your breath. Now, without letting the left hip lead, we want to shift the hips forward, but gently tug that left hip back so that it's in line with the right hip. Take your left wrist into your right fingertips, reach tall, breathe in. Exhale, lean to the right. And just find that nice sensation. In and out through the nose. I think I'm going the wrong way. Inhale, reach up. Switch the grip. Left fingertips to right wrist. And then reach left. There we go. Nice long sensation for that back leg. In and out. Now on our next breath in, reach tall. Right fingertips forward. Left elbow draws back. Left arm extends. Now be mindful of your left shoulder. If this is too much, hand to the hip or at the low back. Whatever you decide with the arms, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, move into your twist. So the left hip is actively moving back. Right hip is actively shifting forward. Inner thighs are engaged. Shoulder blades squeeze together here. Find your twist. Let your gaze just follow either the front fingertips or start to look either towards your left or over your left shoulder. Can you sink a little deeper? Big breath here. And then exhale, just start to tilt right hand down to the inside of the left leg on a block or a book or on the mat. And then begin to reach left arm forward, 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 lifting the ribs. And then let's make those circles again on the left side. Fingertips graze the floor. Reach back towards the wall behind you and then up to the sky, forwards, and continue on with these really big dramatic circles, making lots of space in your side body. And then we'll stop and meet here with the left fingertips reach forward. See if you can lift up the left ribs. Now you might stay here or take your left toes and point them towards the left side of your mat. Roll onto the outer edge of your back foot and keep that left arm reaching forward. Feel that beautiful sensation now coming from that glute, that hip line, all the way to the pinky fingers. In and out. And again, you might stay here, or you might reach back to find your side plank. Keep lifting the ribs, the hips, and reaching left arm forward. Big breath in. Then wherever you found yourself, look down, plant both hands, step back. Plank pose. Big breath in. Exhale, move through your vinyasa. Lifting your heart on the breath in and shifting your hips back on the breath out. So finding 5 breaths here or in child's pose. And just breathing deeply here. Releasing any additional breath that might have been accumulating. Deepen your inhales, lengthen your exhales, and again, maybe a few sighs out the mouth. We call this purification in yoga tapas, as if we're purifying or burning away these austerities. And your thoughts are one of those things that we want to burn, that we want to purify. Not just your thoughts, my thoughts, thoughts. And so as your mind in these quieter, stiller moments starts to think about resuming business as usual, treat it almost like you would the way that I'm trying to treat my dog right now. Sit, stay, be quiet. What a beautiful metaphor for the thinking, crazy, analytical monkey mind. So if you're in child's pose, we'll find our way back to your downward facing dog. And from your downward facing dog, lift your gaze forward. Soften your knees and step, hop, or float to the top of the mat. Forward fold, belly to thighs. Hands to shins, lift halfway, breathe in. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms rise all the way to the top. Exhale, hands to heart center. This time, release the palms. On your next breath in, bend your knees, sweep your fingertips low, tuck your tail, move into Utkatasana, chair pose. So sitting nice and low if you can, and taking your knees back so that they might stack your ankles. Are you breathing? Really feel that lengthening sensation for the side body. Big breath in. Exhale, fold over those legs. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands, step back. Big breath in your plank, knees down or straight legs. Exhale, flow through your vinyasa, elbows into the ribs, lifting the heart on your breath in cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward dog. Find your breath. And then inhale, lift your right leg. Knee to the belly, round the spine, step, hop, or help right foot between the hands. Pull your back heel down and in now, setting up for warrior alignment. So heel to heel alignment for the legs, or for the feet. Arms rise up, warrior one. Slide your right shoulder back. Find a nice big breath in. And then as you exhale, your left hand comes down your left leg. Right arm reaches tall. And then reach it back. Let's find that nice side body stretch here. Opening up that right side ribs. Big breath. As we exhale, right elbow, right knee, left arm reaches forward. Turn your pinky edge down. Maybe find a mudra for that right wrist to keep the hand activated. Thumb and index finger come together. The mudra of wisdom, Jnana Mudra. Deep concentration. Sink a little lower into your right knee. And then hover your right elbow so you're not putting all that pressure on the leg. And maybe extend right arm forward. Okay, so from here, big breath in. Then start to straighten through that right leg. I know we did this in a similar sequence yesterday, bear with me. Big breath in, and then take your right hand down, find your right shin. Lift your left arm to the sky, and really slide left hip back. So your left hand can come down to your shin, you can bring it towards the floor, but not if we're rounding the side body to get there. So we want to stay lifted. Right shoulder in line with right hip. Eventually, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow. Big breath in. Now as you exhale, look down. Your left hand is going to come to your right shin. Your right hand to your right hip. Can you pull your right hip back? And then maybe start to think about the idea of maybe or maybe not extending right arm to the sky. Now if you practice full revolved triangle, your left fingertips come to the outside of your right leg. Keep sliding your right hip back, breathe in and out. Big breath here. Look down as you exhale. Bend into your right knee. Place your hands on either side of that right leg. And step back to your plank pose. Tuck your tail, knees down or straight legs. Exhale, move through your vinyasa, elbows to the ribs. Lifting your heart on the breath in and shifting your hips back on the breath out. Reconnect to your breath. Give the head a shake. When you're ready, left leg rises, breathe in. Knee to the belly, round the spine, step, hop or help, left foot between the hands, lower your back heel down and in, heel to heel alignment. Arms rise, warrior one. So in our warrior one, slide your left shoulder back so that it's in line with your right shoulder. And then find your breath. Sinking a little deeper into the left knee, making sure left knee lines up with the hip so it's not in towards the center of the mat. Find your breath. Inhale, reach tall with the fingertips, and then exhale, right hand down the right leg, left arm reaches up and back. Find that nice lengthening sensation for the left side body. You might even take right fingertips towards left leg as you sink nice and deeply here. Big breath in. And then exhale, left elbow to left knee. Again, Jana Mudra, thumb and index finger come together, right arm reaches up and forwards. Turn your pinky edge down and slide your right shoulder back and into its socket. Sink a little deeper into that left knee. And then hover the left elbow. And if you can, reach that left arm forward. Nice long, long, long side body. As you exhale, straighten that left leg, slide the left hip back. And then take left hand either towards the shin or towards the floor as the right arm reaches to the sky. So making sure we're not reaching, we're not arcing that side body, but we're sliding the hip back and finding length for the left side body. Breathing in and out through the nose. Now on our next exhale, look down. Right hand to left shin. Left hand to left hip. Can you slide your left hip back? Could you think about extending left arm to the sky, revolved triangle? And then again, if you practice this pose often, the right hand comes towards the outer edge of the left foot. You're still breathing. In and out through your nose. Big breath in. And then look down, soften into your left knee. Pick up your back heel, step back, plank pose. Big breath here. Exhale, move through your vinyasa, your elbows into your ribs as you lower, lifting the heart on your inhale, either cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, send your hips back, downward dog. Reconnect with your breath. On your next inhale, look forward. Soften your knees and step, hop, or float to the top of your mat. Forward fold, belly to thighs. Hands to shins, lift halfway. Inhale, straight spine. Exhale, fold, belly to thighs. Bend your knees, sink your hips low, tuck your tail, reach your fingertips forward. Utkatasana, chair pose. Bring your palms together at heart center, find a big breath in, lift and lengthen. As you exhale, take your right elbow towards either the top of your left knee or the outer edge for a twist. Look down and make sure that your right knee is in line with your left. And it's easier if you walk the feet together, press the knees together. Find your breath. Inhale fully. Exhale, unwind. Take a big inhale here. And then exhale, reverse. Left elbow to the top of the right thigh or the outer edge of the knee. Press into the palms, find your twist, sink low. Breathe in and out. Big breath in. Exhale, unwind. Inhale, reach your arms forward. Exhale, hands to heart center, stand tall. Release your palms. Now from here, Walk your feet out a little wider, turning your toes out, your heels in. This is a great place to have a block handy, especially if hips or knees are feeling tight. We're going to move into Malasana, so palms to the heart. Lift and lengthen. And as you exhale, sink slowly, 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 slowly into a nice wide leg squat. And so from here, the palms come together, the elbows kind of help to press the knees open. And then just relax your breathing. The block comes in handy if you need to find a little bit of extra support for the sit bones. Thank you, Toby. Find your breath. And from here in your Malasana, you're going to start to open the right arm out to the right side. Now be mindful, ideally what we want to see is the elbow comes a little bit beyond the leg so that when we put and extend that right arm out, we're kind of hooking that right knee, keeping it open. And then the left arm starts to reach up towards the left corner of the room. And if the bind is in your practice, you can find it. You might find a half bind by turning the left palm and placing the back of the hand on the low back or towards the right hip line. Making sure left shoulder's not dropping down, but it's lifting up and we're opening. Maybe the right elbow bends, reaching right fingertips to left fingertips. Continue to open the legs. Breathing in and out through the nose. Last big breath here. As we exhale, bring the hands back to heart center. Lift and lengthen the spine. And then reach that left fingertip out to the left side again. Kind of hooking that left knee open. And then extend right arm up towards the right corner of the room. Find your breath. And you might find that half bind by bending into right elbow. We never want to find this the bind for the sake of the bind, though, because sometimes it means that we're dropping and losing the shape that we've intended. So be honest with your body. If the full bind is in your practice or it makes sense to bend into your left elbow, you can reach for your right fingertips and find a nice open twist. In and out through the nose. Nice big breath in. And as we exhale, return hands to heart center. Find a big breath in. If you're seated on a block, remove it. Plant your hands behind you. And then just start to come down to seated. What's the time?
15.
We have time. So find your breath. Now, from seated, we're going to make our way into a wide-legged forward fold. Actually, we're not folding, but wide-legged stance. And so if your feet are cold like mine, put your socks back on. And have a block handy. So we're going to take the heels as wide as we can, flexing both ankles. And then our block comes handy right to the center. Now, if already we're feeling discomfort, we really want to maintain the length to the spine. And so you might need to narrow your ankles, and you can still find a really beautiful sensation with a more narrow stance. So just be honest with the body, make sure that we're not slumping, but that the posture is tall. Lots of integrity for the spine. Then your block, which is optional, but we can use it to start, is going to come towards the inside of the right leg. We're going to bring the left hand towards the left hip line and start to walk the right elbow down towards the block. And already we can probably feel a lengthening sensation for that left side ribs. You might even rest the right head in a hand. And then keeping left sit bone grounded, sweep your left arm up to the sky and reach it over towards the right side. Now, if flexibility is a really strong point for us right now, you might consider lowering the block or removing it altogether, bringing your peace fingers to your right big toe. And maybe one day reaching right hand over to left foot. And I'm talking maybe one day, maybe like next lifetime, or maybe 25 years, or maybe never. There's always somewhere to go to find a little bit more discomfort so that we can be in control of the mind, which likes to tell us, oh, I don't like this, back off. And so we can deal with a little bit of discomfort. If you're reaching that left arm, you might even place the hand behind the head and just resist, pressing the head into the hand. And really lifting those ribs up towards the sky. Last few breaths. Keep your left sit bone grounded. Feet flexed. Big breath here. And then exhale, sweep that left hand all the way back up to the sky. Shoulders up, back, and down. Allow your head to roll, maybe side to side, left to right. Then as you're ready, we'll switch sides. So your block comes to the inside of your left leg. Right hand to the hip. And then again, just thinking about bringing left elbow down towards the block. And again, maybe resting the head in the hands. And then beginning to lift right arm up towards the sky. Really ground down through the right sit bone. And then reach all the way left. And so again, if flexibility is key, we can come down a little lower. We can reduce the block off to the side, taking peace fingers on the left big toes. And maybe one day right hand reaches towards the outer edge of the right foot. But making sure right sit bone stays grounded, right rib cage stays lifted. We're opening through the heart. Now you might even take your right hand to the back of your head and resist the hand with the head. Find your breath. Keep sinking down, grounding into that right sit bone that wants to lift. Flexing firmly through both feet. Deepening your inhales and lengthening your exhales. Big breath here. And then exhale, sweep that right hand all the way back up. And then again, turn your head left to right. We find a few circles. And then we'll take our hands just underneath our knees and just help the legs back together. And then we'll shift so that we've got plenty of space behind us to recline. And then we'll go ahead and lie all the way back onto the back, bringing the knees into the belly for a nice big hug. And maybe allowing those knees to rock left to right. Now when you're ready, we're going to take the arms nice and wide into a T. Alternatively, you can bend at your elbows. Tabletop the legs, so there's 90 degrees at the knees. And you're going to lift your hips and just scoot them over to the left side of your mat so that when you exhale, you can drop both knees over to the right hand side. Keep your gaze left or up at the sky. You might free up your right hand to grab the top outer edge of your left knee. You might even bring your top leg into a little bit more straightness, reaching for the calf, the ankle, the outer edge of the foot. Find your breath in and out. We never want to move beyond our capacity to breathe deeply, so just noticing the sensations and seeing if we can really get heavy and surrender. Relax the mind as we move into more stillness, and the mind likes to resume its thinking. And we tell the mind to sit, stay, be quiet. Last big breath in. And then exhale, let's unwind, recenter the hips. And then lift and scoot them over to the right so that we can exhale both knees to the left. Again, maybe freeing up the left hand to the outer edge of the right knee, gazing up at the ceiling or over the right shoulder. And again, if there's a little bit of flexibility, you might start to straighten through that top leg. Maybe reaching left hand for the outer edge of the right calf, ankle, or foot. And then surrender, get heavy, make sure that your right shoulder is still planted and you're breathing in and out through the nose. Every thought that enters your mind, your awareness, is a cloud drifting overhead. So just release. No need to get tangled up in the web of all of our thoughts. Find a nice big breath in. And then as we exhale, release, bringing knees right back up to the sky, straightening out the hips. And then knees back in for a nice big hug. Taking this opportunity to find any additional postures that your body might really be craving here. You might finish with a short inversion of any type. You might find happy baby, or you might already be ready for Shavasana. And starting to just allow your breath to come back to normal now. Relaxing, releasing any additional tension. Lick your lips and swallow, relax your jaw. And just notice how you feel in your body now. And just like at the beginning of our practice, can we calm the mind? Can we quiet the thoughts that are constantly going? There is no reason why we need to spiral into every one of these thought patterns. We can notice, my mind is really active. That's interesting. And then we can let it go. Or we can dive deep into analyzing these thoughts. Now, wherever you have found yourself in your final moments of movement, start to make your way into your Shavasana. Releasing any additional effort of the body, of the breath. And the only effort here really is that of the mind. And the effort of the mind is in just being. Nothing to think, no problems to solve, no conclusions to come to, but to be and to be aware of your being. Pure presence. And as always, as you rest in your Shavasana, I will leave you with some beautiful wisdom from Eckhart Tolle's Oneness with All Life. Here's a good one. The source of all abundance is not outside you. It is a part of who you are. However, start by acknowledging and recognizing abundance without. See the fullness of life all around you. The warmth of the sun on your skin. The display of magnificent flowers outside of florist shops. Biting into a succulent piece of fruit. Or getting soaked in an abundance of water falling from the sky. The fullness of life is there at every step. The acknowledgement of that abundance that is all around you awakens the dormant abundance within. Then let it flow out. When you smile at a stranger, there is already a minute overflow of energy. You, in that moment, become a giver. Ask yourself often, what can I give here? How can I be of service to this person, to this situation? You don't need to own anything to feel abundant. Although if you feel abundant consistently, things will almost certainly come to you. Abundance comes only to those who already have it. I'll leave you here to rest in your Shavasana for as long as you like, as long as you're able. Have a beautiful, beautiful evening or day or whatever time it is, wherever you are. And return to this place of stillness as often as you can remember. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, for showing up for yourself, and for inspiring me to continue to show up for myself. Namaste.